Hey guys, welcome to the Binge Zone. On today's video, we're going to be talking about season 3 of Dark. And I was very lucky that I got early access to the first half of the final season. And after watching it, my mind is blown. This season pretty much takes place right after the end of the second season, and we're thrust into a whole new world, literally. And we see how life is without Jonas. And it's like, yo, Winden is very similar but very different, and then we get to see the world develop as if he wasn't there, and we get to see Martha and her universe and how she becomes the traveler of her universe and how that correlates to Jonas in our main universe. And it's really cool. I really like this about this season. What I really love is the fact that we got to see our favorite characters in a different light. Like we see Ulrich again, we see Magnus, we see Martha, we see Hannah, we see Peter, we see Charlotte, we see all of them, but things are the same and different. And we see that, yo, like some of the things that these characters go through are fundamentally them, but then at the same time, a lot of shit that they go through is different in the second universe. And some characters are better for it in the second universe, and some characters are far worse. Like some characters, it's like, psh. But I like that, and I love the fact that we're also, while we're introduced to the characters that we've known in a different light, it's like meeting new characters. We get new characters, and we get people who have been fundamental to the story of Dark this entire time that we never knew existed. And that's because we only see things through Jonas's point of view. Remember, Jonas is our main character, so we've been following this guy since the first season, and we only see everything through his point of view. And then we're introduced to this new guy that you guys saw in the trailer, and he's working with himself, his younger version, and his older version to actually do shit and change shit around, and Jonas is completely oblivious. It feels like this whole time, since the first season, we can tell that Jonas has been played, if you will. Like, he never knows what's going on. He's experiencing these things for the first time and he's learning. But then you have older versions of him, like the Stranger and Adam, who are like manipulating him. And it's like, it's deeper than that shit. Like, the manipulation of the time and the loop is way deeper than just one universe. Like, the second universe has a big stake in what's going on. It's like, bruh, like, Jonas is just a kid, yo. Like, why is all this on my doll's shoulders? Like, it's crazy. Like, he's carrying this heavy burden. But then we also learn stuff about other characters. And it's like, yo, what I love about Dark is every fucking character matters. If you had some screen time, you have some dialogue, you matter. Like, Trant Nielsen matters. Regina matters. Agnes Nielsen matters. Like, Hannah, like, everybody matters. And this third season really double emphasizes on that, because we've been following Jonas since the first season. Wherever Jonas goes, he's our main character. He's our point of reference. He's the guy we follow. So we follow him and we see things from his point of view. But if you guys have been paying very close attention to the first two seasons, it's like everyone is playing Jonas. What I mean by that is, we saw in the first season, it was the Stranger, the older version of Jonas, playing him, and young Jonas is just going through the motions. And he's learning things for the first time. And we, the audience, like, yo, like, this is all fucked up shit happening. And Jonas is like, I just want to be a normal kid. And in the second season, it's Adam manipulating Jonas and the Stranger fighting against Adam. And it's like, Adam is a future version of Jonas. So, like, what's happening? But then you see Jonas go to a second universe, and it's like, we know in the second universe, Martha is Jonas. We saw that from the trailer. What I mean by she's Jonas is the fact that Martha is the traveler of her universe. This universe has no Jonas, and we see how life in Winden stays very much the same, yet fundamentally and very much different than our main universe, because, again, there is a time traveler, there is a cave, there's the God particle, there's the time machine. So time travel and time loops are happening in the second universe just without Jonas. And when he gets there, you see there's young Martha, older Martha, and end of the line Martha, Eve, if you will. And it's like, they're also manipulating Jonas and also manipulating Martha. So our two main characters are fundamentally just being pushed in certain directions by their future versions, while they themselves don't know what's happening, and they're trying to break the cycle. But the future versions are breaking the cycle by making their younger versions do the same shit that they did. And I'm like, how does that break the cycle? But then at the same time, you have other characters doing different things at different times. Like, you know, we follow Jonas, and now we follow Martha to a certain extent in the second season. but these guys are just one chess piece in the greater puzzle that is the infinite time loop of cycles that encompasses Winden, right? But then there's so many things happening that Jonas is totally oblivious to that plays a fundamental role in this game. Like, remember at the end of season 2 when Claudia gave Noah the missing pages of the book and Noah kills her? Jonas and Adam is completely unaware of that. But that plays a major role in the second season as to why Noah tried to go after Adam in the first place. So all these things are happening and Jonas just is unaware, but we the audience are aware and they all matter. Every character matters. Like, if you had a speaking role, you play a part. Like, some characters who you thought wouldn't play a major role end up playing a big role. Katarina, we saw her go through the cave at the end of the second season. She matters. Her journey is just as much as important as Hannah's journey, which we have to get into Hannah because, I'm keeping this spoiler free, but Hannah is a character that I think plays a very big role in both timelines because we know I said both timelines, both universes, because we know there's a Hannah in the main universe, and because we're in the second universe, there's a second universe Hannah, and both of these Hannahs, like, that's why I said some characters stay the same, some are fundamentally different, and some of them are just right? That's all I can say without spoiling things. But both these Hannahs play a very crucial role, and like I said, everyone matters. Trot Nielsen, who we've been following in 1953, 86, and 2019, 2020, plays a crucial role. And the fact that it's as though these characters are all intermingled. Think about the relations. Think about the family dynamics and family trees of who's related to who, and you're like, So this entire knot is a knot that just weaves time together, but weaves the most prominent families of Winden together. Like, shit, the Nielsens, the Tiedemans, the Conwads, they all interchange with each other and they all matter to each other. And it's like the bond is a lot closer and more intertwined than we thought. And I'm of the belief this third season is showing that even though the characters are moving in different dynamics, and this new character, especially this new character we saw in the trailer who's going out there and destroying Sigmundus, right? And destroying shit that's happening. It's like this new character here plays a very important role, which I don't want to, like I said, I'm not spoiling, but this new character, what I believe he represents in this final season, it's like he's actively trying to do something here. He's doing what Jonas wasn't trying. He's doing what Martha wasn't trying. And in the trailer, it looks like he's working for Eve, but it's a bit, but this final season, what I love about Dark is the airtightness of the story. Like, I've been trying to poke a hole in the mythology of Dark since the first season, because usually when it's a time travel show, like, they always fuck up somewhere. And you're like, you know what? How does that work if this happens that way and then this is happening? You can't do that. But with Dark, you can't poke a hole in their time travel. Like, it's fucking airtight. Dark itself, the very concept of their time loop is a loop. Like, you can't break a hole in it. Like, I've been like, every time I think I've had it figured out, and every time you think that the creator fucked up somehow, and you, the audience, have broken through, and you're like, I figured it out. But then an episode later, like, what you thought was a plot hole was a plot point that we had not dived into yet. But don't worry, that loose end is tight. The story of Dark is very tight. And the final season, where we're jam-packed with so many new characters and so many different iterations, like, it's going to be super hard to keep up and keep track of with who and what's happening. Like, in the first 2 seasons, it was hard as shit already to keep track of all the characters that are there. But imagine the same characters in the second universe. So now you're trying to keep it, okay, what's Katarina doing here? And what is she doing in the second universe? And how does that intertwine? Like Claudia, there was 3, like, some of the characters have 3 versions of themselves. Claudia, Trant, a few other characters have 3 versions of themselves, right? Inez. And then you have, take those 3 versions and add another 3 versions from another universe. So now we're dealing with 6 Trant Nielsens or 6 Claudia Tiedemans. And you're like, But because it's Dark, it works so well where all those characters don't feel redundant. Like, Imagine watching the same character over and over again. You'd be like, this is boring. But Dark has these characters doing fundamentally different things while still holding true to who they are. So you could see like, yo, like it matters what this guy is doing. It matters what this person is doing. And I really enjoyed the third season of Dark. And it really goes to show, if you have a tight show, you know what you're doing, and you build a mythology and a time system that really works. Like, it's very airtight. And for you to introduce a whole nother universe in the final season and make that shit work, kudos to the creators and the writers of Dark. Anyway, guys, that's my early review of season 3 of Dark. Let me know what you think or hope is gonna happen in the final season. Again, I'm keeping this spoiler free, so I'm not gonna spoil shit for you guys, but I'd love to hear some of your theories about the final season. And maybe you're right, maybe you're not. Just pay attention to the comment section if you think you're right, and let's see how much interaction you guys can get. Anyway, I love this final season. I can't wait for you guys to watch it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. And until next time, binge on.